Hey y'all, you're tuned in with We Are Jersey Magazine. My name is Melissa and I have here J Flo, producer. What's going on?
Not much, just hanging in there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think a lot of us are.
Yeah, but 2020, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's sure.
Yeah.
So tell us a little about yourself.
I'm a producer, engineer from Bergen County. Got 15 plus years doing it. Actually, I got a new album coming out this year, a couple weeks from now. And right now I have my previous album on my Instagram link, which is called Way Up. It's on all streaming platforms right now.
So let's check out Way Up, okay? So let's go into the history. You said 15 years, that's a long time. So how did that even start for you?
I'll never forget, I was 13 and we had the Dell screens back in the day that had like the little microphone on them. So my brother and I, we started working on one of those, and we had Windows or the XP, and we used sound recording. We would do like little freestyles. I would record him, and it kind of like evolved from there. I had my best friend at the same time, Post, who played a major role from the beginning. So he was always there, in and out, and you know, in high school, we just always did a lot of freestyles, and we had fun with it. Like, it was like really something that kept us at home, and you know, it was glorious for us. It was something that we looked forward to after school. If we didn't have baseball practice, we were at home just working on music, and eventually I started working on my own beats, and you know, I did a little bit of everything. I like DJ'd, and I just felt like I was supposed to be the guy that made the music, not played the music. So that influenced me even more, and you know, just drove me to like watch a lot of guys on YouTube, Timbaland, Ryan Leslie, Mr. Pizzy, and just go from there.
So like you had mentioned those were then your musical influences.
Yeah.
Someone you looked up to.
Yeah.
So of them, who would you say you're most anticipating to collab with if given the opportunity?
I think if I sat in a room with Ryan Leslie, I think like that would be like I'll be starstruck, and it'll probably be the most amazing producer to producer moment ever. Like, guy's a musical genius, and no doubt that Timbo, you know, he's phenomenal as well. But I just feel like there's something unique about Ryan Leslie, and underrated too, that a lot of people don't really get to see.
Most definitely. And what would you say, because 15 years, like I said, it's a long time, and I'm sure there have been a lot of ups and downs. What would you say that you have learned in having to overcome obstacles?
Just stay genuine, stay true to yourself, and I think people will see that right away. And they'll, you know, if you try to hit people with smoke and mirrors, like nowadays they'll see right through it. But if you're authentic and genuine, I think people will see that, and they'll gravitate towards you, and you don't have to try as hard. You know, you stay humble, and you know, good energy gravitates good energy. So that's very important.
Well, definitely. And you had mentioned the previous project.
Yeah.
And then the new project.
Yeah.
How do the two differ? And what can we anticipate with the new one coming out?
So the new one is multi-genre. There's a little bit of everything. Literally every single song there is a different genre, different tempo, different everything. I feel like the last album, which was the first that I put out, was an opportunity for me to try to explore different sounds, and also try to discover myself in a way that am I supposed to only produce this type of music, or is there a possibility for me to do something else? And I felt like this album allowed me to, you know, tap into different genres and kind of experiment a little bit, and also have a more of a creative say in what's going on the records. Sit down with the artists and help them put these records together. I mean, it's something that like big artists do. Like, we could take Drake for example. Like Noah and 40, like they sit in the studio and they work with him on lyrics, and they try to piece the records together. They don't just make the beats only, you know. And I feel like that's important. When the producer becomes a part of the song with the artist, it helps elevate the song and make it more than what it was intended to.
Right, so just having more of interaction with the artist and how
Yeah, that was a really good experience. And that's actually something that people are gonna see next year when I release a small docu series. That's gonna include a lot of the behind the scenes. It's gonna include a lot of stuff that um, about myself and my brother and a couple friends, a couple family members that kind of like are always there and help push me with the music and made this project more special than what I intended it to be.
So why is it that it's that special for you?
This album actually started talking with my brother before he passed away earlier this year, February 19th. We started talking about the album, and it was funny because I'll never forget the day. It was a Sunday, and I'm on my MacBook, and his son's eating. He's feeding his son, and he's sitting next to me. He's listening to the beats, and his wife walks past, and she says, "Oh, what are you guys doing?" And I'm like, "We're actually working on the album." She's like, "What? This guy's not gonna work on the album. He got no time. He's too busy." And I'm like, "Yeah, we're gonna work on it." And literally a week later, we sat in my studio, and we were listening to the beats that we selected again through the big speakers and just getting a vibe for how things should go. And he heard two artists that I've been working with so far, and he was just like amazed by them. So that kind of also influenced the album as well. And I just really wanted to create something that was special, not just to me, but that would be special to him. Like, in regards to the taste of music, all the genres that are on it are stuff that he likes, and I really wanted it to sound more like a playlist for him. Like something that he can listen to from beginning to the end and just really enjoy. And taking that and sharing it with everyone, it's like taking something that him and I have and sharing it with the world.
Okay. And off this new album, which track would you say is the one that is closest to you?
It's really difficult. I would, if I had to pick. I mean, right now it's between the main song "Lighta" and then the song "Stay with Me." But to be honest, it kind of depends on how I feel that day. Like today, I feel pretty happy, pretty creative, and pretty ambitious. So I think I'm gonna have to go with track 4, "Lighta." It's really from the beginning. It's already like uplifting, and it's like it's pretty dope. I think from the moment like Trippy gets on the vocals, I think he's already like pulling people in and making the song fun for everyone.
Yeah. So you have mentioned uplifting. What message is it that you want for your listeners to take away from this album?
Just because you think that that's all you've got going for you for that day, don't settle for it. There's always more, and if you don't get it all done in one day, the next day is another clean slate, more days and more opportunities to come. And just keep pushing forward every day. I think I quoted one of the lyrics on it on one of my Instagram posts, and it says, "I've been working hard like 11 days a week," and that's just like way beyond overtime. And every time I hear that, I feel like it defines me because I literally like work like so hard that I forget to sleep sometimes. I forget to eat, and I just keep going and going and going. And that's like it's motivating every day to me because I see what I finished yesterday and what I did yesterday, and I want to do more the next day. So it kind of pushes me every single day.
Most definitely. And where would you say that this drive and this ambition and passion comes from?
It's just a lot of it like derives from like the people I surround myself with. I think if you surround yourself around people that think like you or want to be like you, I think that kind of pushes you beyond your limits, and you see that there's really nothing that can get in your way, and there's really no excuse that can hold you back from obtaining like whatever goals you're trying to achieve.
Most definitely. So with that being said, where would you see yourself within the next 3 to 5 years, let's say?
Next 3 to 5 years, I see myself working on bigger placements and having more projects under my belt that I produced. Um, and I see myself also having like my own online business. It was sad that I couldn't take advantage of the of online business during this pandemic, and certain circumstances and events came up with between family and other things, and it kind of like held me back. And sometimes you gotta sit back and you gotta analyze where you are, and sometimes things gotta give, and you can't. You can only push yourself so much, and even though I'm always talking about pushing yourself beyond your limits, there's a limit to pushing yourself beyond the limit too. To like the point where it's just really humane of me to do, like to really like go way beyond these limits and just do things that literally are gonna put a strain on my mental and on my body as well, because that's very important. You want to make sure that you're sane and that you're healthy through all these things, because if you're killing yourself to reach these goals and you're not mentally there or you're physically not there, like it takes purpose away from it. Because if I wasn't physically like up for this or mentally up for this, I wouldn't be here right now. But I had to make sure that everything that I was doing recently was working towards this. Making sure that the music sounds right. Trying to make sure that I have enough content, working on other things to push while the album's out. Trying to think of other ideas of how to market it. All those things, they all had to work towards this, and I feel like it's important to, do that.
Most definitely. So with business, and you do mention work, you're a hard worker, and it's all with a purpose. What is it that you want to be remembered by specifically in doing all that hard work that you put in?
I just want to be remembered for everything that I do. I give more than 100%, whether if it's a regular day job, whether if it's music, whether if it's parenting, whether if it's just being a good person, just making sure that whatever I strive for at the moment, I give more than 100%, and people remember that.
Most definitely. And let's let the people know what the name of your new project is going to be.
Alright, so I got a EP coming out on November 27th this year. It's called Lighta, Lighta. That used to be my brother's nickname. So I definitely dedicated the album title to him, and the amount of tracks are 7, which was his favorite number. So everything had like a purpose.
That's even personal.
Yeah.
How is it to be this vulnerable when it comes to this project?
I feel like it's human. If you feel like you can never be vulnerable and let people in and show people that you are and that you can be, it's either you're not human or you're just trying way too hard to kind of push people away and not let people in. And I think right now the world needs a lot of that. I think people need to start letting each other in and, showing some compassion and some empathy, because with everything going on in the world right now, people need to remember that we're all in this together, and that's how I feel about my vulnerability. Like, I feel like my brother's death like affected so many people that for me to kind of box myself in and push people away would actually make it more difficult. But actually coming to somebody and sharing a moment and laughter and a good experience with them and giving them hugs and just just having a good time with them, it makes it so much easier, and it lets them know that it lets me know I'm not the only one that's vulnerable, and vice versa. It lets them know that they're not the only ones that feel it. So it makes it so much, I think it makes it easier for me.
And will we see some of this vulnerability embodied in some visuals to
Oh
accompany the
yeah.
album?
Yeah, like I said, I got the docu-series I'm trying to work on putting together. It's really hard, but we're making it through. But you're gonna see a lot of behind the scenes, real things that happen like, day to day. And there's, I'll give a little spoiler. There's a moment there where I'm working on the mix and I just get so frustrated because I just can't get it. But you can see that it's real. You can see that I'm like, it really is bothering me and it really is upsetting me, and and so I think that was one moment that was captured. That was a moment of vulnerability and also like reality.
So most definitely, when can we expect that in the new year, right?
I'm hoping that top of March I can put that out, but if not, it looks like early summer it'll come out. Okay. So sometime between the spring and the summer.
Okay. And again, remind us, Lighta will be coming out in a couple of weeks. What date again?
I'm thinking about his birthday. I was gonna say March 16th. Wow. November 27th.
So then you heard it here first. We are Jersey Magazine. Lighta will be coming out November 27th.
Yes.
And we can expect it on all platforms, right?
Everywhere.
All everywhere. And we can follow you where?
On Instagram at J Flo 326. Twitter J Flo 326.
So yeah, you heard it here first. Again, my name is Melissa, and this is J Flo. Thank you for listening.
Turned App Entertainment. Entertainment.